Oh, hey there! Welcome to Legendary Customs. You may have been following along. Hopefully, this build that I've been working on for seems like forever, but it's only really been a couple weeks. And yeah, I kind of expanded the videos a great deal more than I usually had done in the past. But yeah, I wanted to share. This is the Pokemon themed Truckasaurus, actually based on the Pokemon called Charizard. I got this idea of building, something that looked like a dragon, and I was playing Pokemon with my kids, and I thought about kind of coming up with something that was a fire-breathing dragon, as you can see here by the fire attachment that I built for this monstrosity. So yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys are interested in seeing how I put this all together. There is a series of videos just kind of going a little bit more in depth on the actual build, but in this video I'll share some of the behind the scenes and just in the last minute detailing that I had done. And I really kind of liked playing around with this one of my lights to kind of get the fire to glow more. I think it actually turned out pretty good. My family was saying that it didn't look like fire, but I mean, in my eyes, it was. I was trying to figure out how to do it with some basic household materials. So if you're interested in seeing how I actually put it together, take a look at some of the previous videos, and you know you'll get an idea of what I did. But yeah, as you can see here, it's pretty well detailed. I did a lot of the rust effects, some old, some new, in terms of what I was doing. I never really got around to adding any like pastel details that I was going to do to get like more texture. I felt that some of the paint that I did on it earlier on was enough to give it like especially around the feet and underneath. As you can see here, everything is really pretty good in terms of detail. But as you can see, the idea was it's supposed to match the Charizard Pokemon from the cartoon and the collectible card game as well. And so I tried to give it like a little bit more of an orange look to match the dragon itself, and I painted the wings to match its wings, and try to just use that as a guide. But it's fully functional, or at least it was. The wings themselves, the action mechanism in the wings, is not quite working as well as it did before. And I think what had happened is when I poured a lot of the liquid paint on it, it caused that to seize up a little bit. I'm going to guess it got in there and kind of messed it up a little bit. But yeah, so just to kind of show you some of the final details, I kind of went over with some orange paint on the wings. I was going to chip them up, but I kind of like the way they had turned out, and I just kind of kept it with the textured effect that I created with the tin foil as well as all the paper cutting that I did to build the wings. Again, you'll have to look at some of the other videos just to see how I put those together. But yeah, this was just to kind of give it a real final detail around the edges, and make sure that they actually look like nice dragon wings. Yeah, so for the head itself, I made sure, and then in the back, I went over with like just some straight paint in a lot of areas just to kind of give it some chipping, and I felt that by giving it a little extra wear, it would show up the details a lot more. So this is just me adding various nicks and scratches. If you think about it, though, not too many vehicles could get close to this thing to cause it very much damage, anyways. But this, his head was basically a car, converted into a monster. So, at one point it was a car and would have had a little bit of damage. To show you guys a little bit of what I did with the flame. This is. After I had painted it all yellow, I spray painted it all yellow, and then I actually went over it with like a red, well, it was sort of a reddish brown wash, and then I decided that I was going to try to highlight, use a dry brush yellow all over it again. I did actually put a little bit of white into it, and it was not looking quite as nice as I thought, so I kind of went back to just going over it with yellow again. Actually, I kind of enjoyed doing this. You might have seen some other cars that I did where I used like toilet paper and other materials to do a very similar kind of effect this way. But this is actually a combination of foil, and there is actually some paper inside it, but it's actually all foil that I used on the outside, really crinkled. There was actually a lot of tin foil that was used in the even the tail of the dragon and his wings as well. I thought this solved a lot of problems with construction. And so yeah, just going over the tires. Throughout the build, anytime I handled this thing, the black that I was using, the cheap dollar store black, was just getting all over my hands. So I was happy to finally put a really proper, should have done it earlier, proper black acrylic on it. But I don't know, I kept kind of putting that off. So one final touch, I clipped this video a little differently, and I had to kind of go back and redo it. I forgot to add the most important feature of this entire thing was to give him smokestack, have some smoke coming out of the back of the smokestack here. And so that's what I'm just doing here, just kind of using a toothpick to jam in some slightly painted smoke. So as you can see here in this shot, that detail is not there, but anyways, I wanted to include this clip back in so you guys can see just some close-ups of like the upper cab where the crew is. Actually, there's a crew down below in theory as well, and then you can see how the cabling for the dragon's breath is routed over his shoulder and actually comes up through his jaw and opens up right here through his mouth. This originally moved completely and it was really floppy, so I did secure it in place so that he did still have some head movement and some brief neck movement, but not as much as he had before. And I was trying to keep as much of the articulation as I could, even though the wings, weren't working anymore to my liking. But this is the kind of it's kind of a cool, fun build. And I thought the adding his flaming tail and as well as the flamethrower in the front here was a great touch. I never did actually build the cannon and also the spear. I decided I'm going to do that as a completely separate video build. Maybe I'm going to go back to building some cars, and then I'll build those separately, and then maybe just include that. I'll bring this guy back into another video later on where I've built some kind of custom weapons for him, but like right now he's got some shoulder mounts that are waiting for those, so won't be too hard to simply just mount on those weapons after the fact. So it's a pretty good shot. I decided to show everything here on my table instead of in a different room, just trying to mess around with the lighting. But he's pretty big. I think he turned out quite well. Definitely lots of work put into it, but not too bad. But kind of going into something like this, yeah, you're gonna want to do it in stages, and hopefully I didn't really want to mess around too much with the wing mechanism. So I figured it might actually just fall apart or break or something. It is pretty solid, but you never know. There's simply just some springs inside there that are prone to break. I would think with too much pressure. So yeah, so hopefully this was worth the wait. I noticed that on a lot of my other videos for this build, I didn't really seem to get a lot of comments on it. I think I was calling it a Pokemon a lot. People just didn't really seem to relate to it, but or maybe I don't know, maybe the actual construction, it didn't really look that great, but hopefully the end result of all the effort did end up looking good. So thanks for stopping by, and please like and subscribe if you want to see more like this in the future. Yeah, feel free to let me know. All right, thanks a lot, and enjoy the rest of your day.